Alright then, good evening everyone. Just gonna adjust volumes for a minute because I've been super loud lately and it's not great. Do want some desktop audio. So, we are playing a game called Sapiens. It's a game I've played a bunch a little while ago, and it's something kind of chill to do while I don't have a better idea. If you've not seen it before, we're going to start with a small group of people and we have to help them learn and grow, basically. So I'm going to create this world and then we will pick where to start. If it lets us. I'm going to be so gutted if it's randomly stopped working. No, here we go. Good. That's basically everything I was just saying. I want to start like on a small island somewhere near water, ideally. Just because I think it would be fun. That could be okay. Ah, now I've lost everyone. This looks polar. I don't want polar. You can basically start anywhere in this game, which is quite nice. Oh, only 2 Sapiens, though? That is bad. Hot winter. Okay. I think we're going to start here and we'll see how it goes. Zoom. Now let's see if I can remember how this works. So we are going to want to start with clearing some space. There we go, it's tab for toggling speed. Been a little bit since I've played this. The storage area can only hold one type of thing. Which is a bit annoying. Hey, Ellie. We're going to need some of these. And so the interesting thing that we can do is we can investigate random stuff. And that's how we learn and develop things. Also want to be investigating some sticks. Okay. So in order to make anything, we're going to have investigated some stuff. So this person over here should be learning how to do some basic sort of stone knapping. Oh, I've selected the wrong thing. Oh well. Missing knowledge. New breakthrough. There you go. Rock napping. We can now nap rocks. So we're going to start. With some stuff like this. To gather branches. Ganesha flowers, apparently. Ooh, copper ore? Okay. Store all of the rocks. Can't build floors yet, is the problem. I want to be able to build floors, because otherwise the houses go all weird, and it's quite unpleasant. To be fair, houses kind of go weird anyway in this game, a lot of the time. But we'll see how it goes. For now, they're not going to do anything until morning anyway. Can it be daytime yet, please? They're all going to be a bit upset because I'm making them sleep on the floor outside, but they'll get over it. I should probably also see if I can find something they can harvest for food. Might be a good idea. Can't yet do anything, unfortunately. Ooh, no, that's wax does not help me. Ah, here you go. Gooseberries. Prioritize the job. Because this one's going to discover digging, which leads to planting. This one's going to discover tree chopping, which will then lead to being able to make basic wood things. These are some big old boulders. Ooh, beetroot. Yep. Yep. Ooh, ginger. You got quite a lot of stuff around for this start. It's good. I think this one is now discovering fire starting, which is also going to be a useful skill, because then we can do stuff like hunt the chickens. Hurry up and learn how to chop down a tree with a rock, damn it. Fire lighting. Build a camping fire over here. Dig in. We'll make them a quick, basic sort of lean-to style shelter. Oh, that's not a button I meant to press. Quick lean-to style shelter. How do I... thatch wall? I saw you were doing a bunch of stuff about that on Fedi earlier. Any particular reason for wanting to get into Markdown to that extent, or...? I mean, I'm not convinced Discord does it is a good argument to use for anything. Hey, Dev. You've summoned the Dev. But interesting. You only have one builder. And you're complaining about being wet and outside. You finished building things. Oh, it's because you need branches. I take it back. Yeah. It does a lot to try and infer what you mean. I learned Markdown for a project at work, and then I moved to a different project and it uses restructured text, not Markdown. Other tribe, you say? This is basically how you get new Sapiens early on, is other people wandering past. Do we have... Yeah, we do have some people assigned to diplomacy. Really? Fine. You're all just gonna, like, sleep on the floor anyway. Okay, well, we just got a few new people somehow. Now, if you all could finish waking up and actually do stuff like pick up... Oh, we've run out of storages already. Yep. So it is a problem you find in this game. Run out of storage areas real fast. Oh, you don't need to worry about doing that either, Ellie. I worked out I've had 4 different ways I've been supposed to format documentation over the last year. So, restructuring the text I have no problem with. Dealing with sort of, like, change fatigue is more of the issue. My text is delicious. I hope you enjoy it. Cool. Now if you can just keep up that enthusiasm when I actually get around to publishing my book. Which, to be fair, does mean I need to finish writing it first, but one step at a time. I think bamboo actually also counts as a stick, possibly. Somebody go investigate that chicken. Hey, Wolfie. And yep, didn't even know you were here, but at least you're further along than I am. Alpacas. I think we need spears to hunt alpacas, though. It's you who's investigating how to put wood together. That's why I'm here, to make things at least slightly less tedious. I should try and find, like, a game that would at least vaguely relate to what you're editing, so it kind of keeps you in the right space for it. Ah. Ooh, raspberries. Get more berries. Now, the only thing I don't really want to see is a mammoth. I mean, yes, but I'm also of the generation that wrote like that for emphasis on IRC before we had Markdown, so a lot of what Markdown does was picked up from how people wrote on IRC, and they just made it an actual text editing language. And now it's gone full circle, and Markdown has entered common language. Yeah, it's also a fair point, Dev. I mean, it's that kind of thing, which, you know, fun Persephone fact. It's the reason that I do weird left-handed emoticons is because I preferred the, like, command line console-based text chat interfaces. And yeah, this is true, to be fair, Dev. I never used them because it was always a pain in the backside in the way I had it set up. But yeah, the reason I do all the weird left-handed emoticons was because in the early days, chat systems didn't know how to turn those into emoji, so it would actually do what I wanted. Build. Actually build them like a proper little hut. Let's remove this. Give them a window. Butchery. Manage storage is what I want. Accept only chicken meat. Manage storage. Accept only chicken meat. No, chicken meat, not carcasses. And I think my IRC client technically has a lot of that stuff, but the issue is the fact that I run it inside Tmux, which then eats a whole bunch of the control characters. And it kind of makes things awkward. Do you still need to investigate about the logs? Need more hay. It's interesting you say that, Ellie, because I was watching Animation versus Math earlier, and that's not a million miles away from what goes on in that video. Aha, we can now cook. It certainly is something. I mean, that also sounds more like it's really the apps that support it, and Blue Sky itself just doesn't actively strip rich text. Just not quite the same thing. Oh, they've made log drums now. I mean, sure, but that's the same thing, right? The API just not stripping rich text is not the same thing as actively supporting rich text. Okay. And if they do actually store it properly as rich text and not just as unstripped user-supplied text, then yes. Oh, darn it, there. That thing did not look like split logs, is how I missed it. Also, oh, we can investigate bones already. Bamboo seeds. These trees have been regrowing quickly. It's not a bad thing. For us. It's a bad thing for the trees. Trees. Ooh, another tribe. Hi. We would like to recruit you. I have no concern for who you are. We need more tribe. Okay, you finished one log. Parallel process the logs. Wow, that floor needs so many logs now. I'm sure it only used to need 4. Yeah, okay, so bamboo does just count as branches. It's handy, because what it does mean is that we can gather all of this bamboo to keep our branches stocked up, and that is going to keep enough light in this area that we can keep working. That's been the sound of some of the tools breaking. Have fun with that, Ellie. I think we are going to need more rocks. Bone carving. Carve them bones. And I think there are tools that will do that. It's non-trivial, I would say. I'm also no longer entirely convinced we actually need small rocks. Okay, maybe we do. We'll see how we go. Oop. is 12 beds going to be enough to start with? Yes, it's going to be exactly enough. Yeah, word separation is also not trivial to do. Weren't there some more chickens down there? Can't find them. Let's find some bushes to harvest then. Harvest such bushes as you can. Oh, we should probably also harvest these beets. Okay, you're no longer hungry, but you look like you're positively no longer hungry. Rather than the, this person is no longer hungry because they died. Yeah, you see, even that rule, Ellie, does not work in all cases. Because it doesn't address hyphens, for example. Ooh, orange trees. Let's also harvest these orange trees. And elderberry trees. We can harvest so many fruits. No, I'm talking about hyphens that are already there. Because your rule doesn't distinguish between hyphens as parts of compound words, which are often broken across lines, where you don't want a space on either side, and hyphens as part of grammatical sentence structure to separate clauses, where you do want a space on both sides. So there'll be sometimes you might find a hyphen at the end, and you don't have enough context to know whether you should put a space there or not. And that's kind of the problem. Because that's a fairly common part, particularly in English. One of the many reasons English is a terrible language. But do we need flax, actually, to make better tools? We might need flax. Oh, we're out of logs. Well, that's easy to solve. I have no idea what echinacea is. Is echinacea a herb, like a medicinal herb? I have a feeling it might be. Ah, beach chicken. No sapiens are assigned the hunting role? On beach chicken. No river sand. Which is interesting because there's no river. Yeah, I guess that's the other thing. If you're only dealing with specific cases and not making, like, a general purpose converter, then, yeah, you will probably be okay. Certainly a lot of the problems you run into trying to do things like this are making general purpose tools to solve problems rather than making very specific tools to work in a use case. Butcher all the chickens. Sounds like you still have plenty of fun edge cases to think about anyway. You know, projects would get boring if you didn't have any edge cases, so... we out of hay again? Honestly, what do you people do with all of this hay? We need one small rock hard. Users are a very good way of finding edge cases. Can we have a daytime again, please? It's so long for daytime to get back here. We'll grab the planet and speed it up a bit. Well, that's why they make all these things actual globes, right? So you can just pick them up and spin them and confuse all the people who are trying to just go about their life. They're so dizzy, their heads are spinning. Used to actually be, I can't remember if it used to be or if it still is, in fact, Dave Chisnell's walk-on music. By Vic Reeves and whatever he called his band back in the day. Okay, so we can investigate Echinacea eventually. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of wolves in here. At least 3. What do you make your children do? Butcher chickens. Okay, there is only one more to make there, which is probably fine. Investigate the dry flax. Also, I do love that one kid just casually carrying a tree. We should have enough hay for a bit. $12, $24, $36. 6, 12. 24 is 70. 76. 84. It's 21 logs total. Means we definitely do not have enough logs. We need our little saplings to grow up. We should also actually let them work out how to make music at some point. Hello, join us. Join us. We have plenty of large rocks. We need to make some small rocks. This is just what every tribe needs. To discover music, let a small child wail on a drum. I see nothing that could possibly go wrong. We have discovered music. And also flax spinning. I mean, that does make a degree of sense, I suppose, but still disappointing. Let's investigate the spearhead. By investigate, what I mean is tie it to a stick and see what happens. The worst part of that is that coming soon would probably work better written in bold and italics. Oh no! The mammoths have found us. I mean, why not? The worst part is I can't think of what the better word would be right now. Everybody's asleep. Time goes super fast. Like some kind of jellyfish. I wish to borrow 1 markup, please. Why? I need to do some rich text. We can also make bone tools. That's not terrible. Explore the rest of our area. More orange trees. Oh, too far. These weirdly yellow elderberries. Not sure why. Big old red rocks. Which I'm going to assume are iron. Chimkin. More chimkin. Hunt all the chimkins. Oh, does that teach us all of the tools? No, okay. We still have to learn all of the other tools manually. Just dump the log there. I'm definitely making some progress on this hut. And this is almost a house at this point. We've at least nearly finished the floors. Also really like it if these mammoths would move, like, away, not closer. Because they have a horrible tendency to get really aggressive for no reason. And then you can't fight them because they kill all of your sapiens. But no chisels. And I've never got the obsession with rust. It's a fairly common oxidized metal. It's well known for losing a lot of its useful properties, being weak and falling apart over time. part of me kind of wonders how badly some of the Rust apologists at work would take that statement. All the crowd of the, no, we must use Rust for everything, forever. Let's investigate an alpaca. We're doing a sort of range-based spear investigation. And yeah, that's very much my opinion, Ellie. Is like basically all programming languages, it has uses. And you need to think about what your use cases are. And if it's the right choice. The echinacea is spreading. Ooh, we can investigate clay. Ah, I forgot we can investigate rotten oranges. May as well investigate the manure while we're at it. Excellent. All workers, join the collective. Are you investigating? Oh, you're investigating modify terrain, apparently. You're investigating craft. You're also investigating craft. Okay, maybe that wasn't as useful as it might otherwise have been. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to Rust at the minute, a lot of what I find is people who sound now about Rust the way a different group did like 20 odd years ago talking about Java. So, also given the abysmal experience I've had with Rust so far, I'm not particularly willing to accept Rust as being great. And yeah, I think these days I would be of the opinion that if you want to write Java, you should be using Kotlin. And a big part of the problem, in my opinion, is that Java kind of stood still for a while, and the things that it was really good at are now done at least as well by other languages. So there's just kind of no intrinsic value to Java anymore. Oh, could you ban that one, please, Ellie? Or if you're busy, I can pause this for a second and get it. Thank you. It's been a while since we've had one of those. Yeah, but this is why I have moderators who I can trust to, like, nuke stuff for me. Yeah, exactly. In fact, thinking about stuff like that, Ellie, I was thinking of you last night. I was, for story-related purposes, doing some research into, like, basic functional and neuromorphology. Technically, I have 3 mods. Seth's also sometimes around, and we've not seen Lottie in a while, and I should probably just demod them. But yeah, I was doing some research into, like, functional morphology, and ended up going down a weird rabbit hole, which led me to a blog post that was discussing, with some serious, like, TMI-related trigger warnings, the spotted hyena's she-penis. And it was just the weirdest chain of words to see while trying to study something, like, fairly abstract. Yeah, it was just... I mean, also, I don't entirely trust the blog post, because it starts off, like, basically acknowledging that the writer seems to have an unhealthy obsession with animal penises. But, yeah, I was just, an odd thing to come up. Biology is weird. I'm not entirely sure I want to, Ellie, honestly. Is mulching enough to build the composting? Yeah, although I got the impression that it was specific to that type of hyena, and I'm not sure how accurate that is. Let's have a couple of benches so that people... Ah, that's what we wanted. We wanted composting. Oh, yeah, mulching is on the plants, I think. Mulching is on the ground. Does make some sense. Compost bin. Stick in a couple of those. Need the logs, please. But also, was there a... Pootery. For pootering. Also, can I say aardwolves sound like they should be part of an animation studio? I know where that sentence was going. Get the kiln. Like, I think for the kiln we need clay bricks, but I don't remember how to get clay bricks. I mean, to be fair, Ardman was British. I have a feeling Ardman was actually Yorkshire. Which is a very specific... Ah, there we go. We can make mud bricks now. We can also make quernstone. Shit, it's probably too many bone flutes, isn't it? Given that we only have, like, one person who can play music at the moment. Mulch all the tiles my trees are in. Then also come over here and do the same with all the food bushes. Just because this will make, like, food and wood production a whole lot fun. I think that should be everything. I'll add in a couple more torches over here. Oomph. That's the sound the torch makes. Decided. Wondered what that was for a second. And basically, as soon as we mulched the tile, the tree grew. super priority harvesting. So hunt all the chickens. More chicken. Did you just clock a chicken with a spear from that distance? That was impressive. Ah, can now investigate echinacea. Okay, nobody is very hungry any longer. Extremely unhappy, very hungry. Okay, you're very hungry. Have you tried eating? Okay, so to investigate echinacea we need a bowl and garlic. That's oddly specific. Also feel like we might be needing more storage areas. Again. Ah, the gooseberry queue. You got injured while hunting a chicken. The Packers are back. I I have to investigate the bone spear head as well to work out how to make a bone spear, because it's so different to a stone spear. Yeah, no, that was basically it. So I've been, based on discussion with some friends, thinking about a book and possibly a tabletop RPG setting where your character starts out as like a perfect sphere and your actions will apply morphology in a sort of extreme Lamarckian evolutionary sense to your character. And so, like, how you interact and what you do dictates what your character ends up being and looking like. And then, yeah, like I said, it just kind of went from there in some odd directions. Oh. Make as much cooked chicken as possible, please. Keep on digging. Investigate mud bricks. And now gather the wheat, because we have an urn to hold the grains. Okay, well that's all rock. Rock does not help us. What we would like to find is some clay. Also, there's rich soil up here. Finally, the bone spears is what we were looking for. We have several. Probably actually get some flax growing as well, because we are going to need. And those all sound like useful features for a cross poster. If I ever made a cross poster, it would just like capitalize everything you posted and add exclamation marks to make you seem really, really shouty. So many bones. I mean, I've been going for nearly 2 hours, Wolfie. That's a decent chunk of work. I think you've earned a break. Clay. Expand the clay pit. I mean, to be fair, Ellie, that would be better than most political speeches. And that is also very true from you, Wolfie. Editing is hard. I think that's one of the reasons that I keep just starting again rather than trying to edit what I've already written. Allow me to just whack my wheat on the ground. I'm sure that's something useful. Investigate beetroots for some reason. I mean, before long, this chappie's going to be a wheat whacker pro. I have unfired clay bricks. I can make a wall. once all of those are dry, we will have enough to make a kiln. In the meantime, we have at least found a place where we can get some clay. That is gonna help. It was garlic, wasn't it, that the stupid thing wanted? Well, if you'd used up all the spears failing to hunt alpacas. Oh, no, okay, they just haven't made them because we don't have enough branches. That's a solvable problem. Discovered threshing. Next up, we should be able to discover whatever they call the art of turning threshed wheat into flour. One or two bones. Growing so much flax. Seriously, out of pine cones? On. I guess also I could have just gathered cones from the tree that we already have. But, you know. Okay, so I think we can now start investigating unfired clay things and learning how to turn them into fired clay. And we've got plenty of food now, so we don't need to worry about that. Do need to find garlic, though. we've got poppies. We could always try and make opium. That's an alpaca. That's not a plant. Maybe it was a plant. Which breakthrough? I'm not actually sure which breakthrough. Oh, that breakthrough. How many Sapiens do we have? We have 21? Okay, we've currently got 24 beds in the good hut. So that's okay. But kind of want to pull down the bad hut. But I will at least wait until morning. I'm not like that mean, just like a tiny bit mean. Ah, we have another budding musician in the group. May as well gather orange. The other nice thing about fruit trees. Also, this may be too close to another tree to grow. Be awkward. We'll find out, I guess. But yeah, because you can also get branches off them, and you don't really want... You can cut them down for logs, but you can just keep letting more branches grow and gives you a good supply. Oh, did we lose the wheat? I think we lost our wheat flour. Oh no, we have bread dough now. Oh, completely missed that. Somebody investigate the bread dough. Did that bread dough just magically turn into 5 bread doughs? Wish bread worked that way. Ooh, hello. Alpaca meat. Those alpaca meats. Alpaca meat. Only those. It's important to have only the correct alpaca meats. I say that semi-facetiously, but actually it is important, because this game actually has a mechanic where raw meat will contaminate cooked meat, and it causes problems. Just don't do it. How? In a hut like that, how did you manage to get pregnant? I mean, I assume it means you have an exhibitionism fetish, but... Oh, one of our Sapiens got pregnant while sleeping in this room that just has 24 beds placed next to each other. Buy some bowls. Oh, okay. That elderberry is also growing. It's okay then. Oh, because we need somebody to do ceramic. Also somebody to grind the grain. Bull skin. Still wish there was an easy way to find some garlic, though. And deer flax. donation. Somebody else has gotten pregnant now. It must be catching. We have been going for a couple of hours, and I have some stuff to do, so I am going to... I think it saves automatically, actually. But I'm going to call this from here, and we will pick this up again soon. I will also say tonight, but I will say again close to the time, I will be taking a break through September, primarily because there's not much of September I'm actually going to be here for various boring work-related reasons. So yeah, I will be here for this week and next week, and then starting the week after, I will be on a break until the beginning of October. But yeah, thank you all as ever for joining me tonight. I will pause that one there. Yeah, take care of yourselves. I will see you next time. Bye for now.